It was a frigid February night in rural New Hampshire. The air was biting cold and the silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional rustle of the wind through the trees. Snow fell steadily, blanketing the landscape in a thick white shroud. The roads were treacherous and visibility was poor, making travel difficult and dangerous. A young woman named Maura Murray vanished into this cold, unforgiving night. She was a nursing student with a bright future ahead of her. But on this night, everything changed. She was last seen on a desolate stretch of road beside her wrecked car. The vehicle had skidded off the icy road and crashed into a tree, but Maura was nowhere to be found. Despite extensive searches, no trace of her has ever been found. The snow-covered landscape seemed to swallow her whole, leaving behind only questions and heartache. What happened to Maura Murray? Was it an accident, foul play, or did she choose to disappear? These questions have plagued investigators and her family for years. It's a question that has haunted investigators and captivated the nation for nearly 2 decades. Theories abound, but concrete answers remain elusive. Her disappearance is a chilling mystery, one that has left a lasting impact on all who have heard her story. The eerie winter landscape only adds to the sense of unease and sorrow. It's a story of a life interrupted, a promising future cut short. Her belongings were found abandoned, as if she had simply vanished into thin air. A story full of twists, turns, and dead ends. Each new lead seems to bring more questions than answers, and the trail grows colder with each passing year. It's a story that continues to unfold even today. New theories and discoveries keep the case alive, but the truth remains just out of reach. This is the story of Maura Murray, a story that refuses to be forgotten, a mystery that demands to be solved, and a young woman who deserves to be found. Maura Murray was a bright, athletic 21-year-old. She was a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. By all accounts, she was a promising young woman with a bright future ahead of her. She was close to her family. She had a loving boyfriend. But beneath the surface, there were hints of trouble. Maura had recently been struggling. She had been disciplined at school for credit card fraud. She had been involved in a minor car accident just days before her disappearance. Some whispered that she was running from her problems. Others believed she was hiding a secret. The days leading up to Maura's disappearance were filled with strange occurrences. It was as if an invisible force was slowly tightening its grip around her life, making her every move seem more desperate and erratic. She had been acting erratically. Friends and classmates noticed her growing anxiety. She seemed to be constantly on edge, her eyes darting around as if she was expecting something terrible to happen at any moment. She had been lying to her professors and her boyfriend. Her once stellar academic record began to slip, and she started missing classes. Her boyfriend, who had always been her confidant, was now kept in the dark about her whereabouts and intentions. Then, on February 9th, 2004, Maura abruptly left her dorm room. It was a cold, wintry day, and the campus was blanketed in snow. She didn't tell anyone where she was going, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. She packed a bag and withdrew all the money from her bank account. It was a significant amount, enough to suggest she was planning to be away for a while. The surveillance footage from the ATM showed her looking over her shoulder as if she was afraid someone might be watching. She left a note for her boyfriend saying she needed to get away. The note was brief and cryptic, offering no real explanation for her sudden departure. It simply stated that she needed some time alone to clear her head. She drove north into the snowy wilderness of New Hampshire. The drive was long and treacherous, with icy roads and poor visibility. Yet she seemed determined to reach her destination, wherever that might be. No one knew where she was going. Her friends and family were left in a state of confusion and worry. They couldn't understand why she would leave without a word, without a plan. No one knew why she was running. Theories began to circulate, each more outlandish than the last. Some believed she was escaping from a dangerous situation, while others thought she might have been suffering from a mental breakdown. But something had spooked her. Something had made her feel that she had no choice but to leave everything behind. Her actions in those final days suggested a deep sense of fear and urgency. Something had driven her to flee. The mystery of what exactly that was remains unsolved, leaving those who knew her to wonder and speculate about the true reasons behind her sudden disappearance. Around 7:30 p.m., Maura's car was found crashed on a sharp turn on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. The car was badly damaged, but Maura was nowhere to be found. Witnesses reported seeing a young woman matching Maura's description standing near the car. One witness even claimed to have seen her get into a dark-colored pickup truck. Police arrived at the scene. They found no signs of foul play, but Maura was gone. Her disappearance became a missing persons case. Then it became a media sensation, and finally it became an enduring mystery. Section 5. Whispers in the wind, theories and speculation. In the absence of answers, theories began to swirl. Some believed that Maura had staged her own disappearance. They pointed to her erratic behavior and the fact that she had withdrawn all her money. Others suspected foul play. They believed that Maura had been abducted or worse. The remote location, the lack of witnesses, and the mysterious dark-colored truck all fueled the speculation. The police investigated every lead. They followed every tip. But Maura's trail had gone cold. Years passed, but the mystery remained. The case went from cold to colder. Section 6. A father's unwavering pursuit. Through it all, Maura's family never gave up hope. Her father, Fred Murray, dedicated his life to finding his daughter. He traveled to New Hampshire countless times. He retraced her steps. He interviewed witnesses. He chased down every lead, no matter how improbable. Fred Murray became Maura's voice. He kept her story in the public eye. He refused to let the world forget about his missing daughter. He clung to the hope that one day he would find out what happened to Maura. Section 7. The Digital Detectives. In the age of the internet, Maura's case took on a life of its own. Online communities sprang up dedicated to solving her disappearance. Amateur sleuths from around the world pored over the evidence. They debated theories. They uncovered new leads. They even conducted their own searches. The internet became a double-edged sword. It helped to keep the case alive, but it also led to the spread of misinformation and wild speculation. It's a testament to the enduring power of Maura's story. It shows how deeply it has resonated with people all over the world. The small town of Haverhill, New Hampshire, was forever changed by Maura's disappearance. What was once a peaceful and tight-knit community has now become a place shrouded in mystery and sorrow. The case cast a long shadow over the community, affecting everyone from the youngest children to the oldest residents. The once vibrant streets now seem muted, as if the town itself is holding its breath, waiting for answers that may never come. It left residents with a sense of unease and unanswered questions. Conversations in local diners and coffee shops often circle back to Maura, as people speculate and share theories about what might have happened to her. Some locals believe that Maura is still out there somewhere, perhaps trying to find her way back home. They hold on to hope, organizing search parties and keeping her story alive in the community. They believe that she is lost and alone, wandering through the dense forests and rugged terrain that surround Haverhill. The thought of her enduring the harsh New England winters alone is a haunting image that many can't shake. Others believe that she met with foul play. The idea that someone in their midst could be responsible for her disappearance is a chilling thought that has sown seeds of distrust among neighbors. They believe that her body is hidden somewhere in the vast wilderness surrounding the town. The dense forests and secluded areas provide the perfect cover for such a grim possibility, making the search for her even more daunting. The mystery of Maura Murray continues to haunt Haverhill. Every new lead or piece of evidence brings a mix of hope and dread as the community grapples with the possibility of closure or further heartbreak. It's a constant reminder of the fragility of life. The disappearance has made many in Haverhill more cautious, more aware of the dangers that can lurk even in the most familiar places. It's a reminder that even in the 21st century, people can vanish without a trace. Despite advances in technology and communication, Maura's case remains unsolved, a stark testament to the enduring mysteries of the human experience. Maura Murray's disappearance remains one of the most baffling, unsolved mysteries of our time. Despite numerous searches, countless theories, and the tireless efforts of her family and investigators, her fate remains unknown. The case has been the subject of books, podcasts, and television documentaries. Yet the question remains, what happened to Maura Murray? Was she running from something? Did she meet with foul play? Or did she simply get lost in the wilderness? The answers, like Maura herself, remain elusive. The mystery continues to captivate the public imagination. Did Maura choose to disappear? Her actions in the days leading up to her vanishing were strange, to say the least. The lies, the theft, the sudden departure. It all suggests a young woman on the run, but from what? And if she did stage her disappearance, where is she now? Or was Maura the victim of a crime? The remote location, the lack of witnesses, the mysterious dark-colored truck. It's all ripe for speculation. Could someone have taken advantage of a young woman alone on a dark road? If so, who was it, and what happened to Maura? Today, almost 2 decades after that snowy February night, Maura Murray is still missing. The case remains open. Her family still holds out hope for answers. The mystery of her disappearance continues to fascinate and frustrate us. It's a reminder that some questions may never have answers. But even in the absence of answers, we can still search for meaning. We can learn from Maura's story. We can hold on to the hope that one day the truth will come to light. And we can honor Maura's memory by never giving up the search for answers.